Welcome everyone to my YouTube channel. My name's Carl and this is my channel West Australian Images. I'm glad you've found me and I hope you enjoy my journey as I make these videos. Yes, I'm another middle-aged male with a YouTube channel about photography. I'm hoping mine will be a little bit different. What I plan to do is different genres of photography. I would be doing landscapes, seascapes, nightscapes, architectural, love photographing old buildings. I'll also do a bit of macro and all that, and I plan to get out into Western Australia and visit regions that a lot of people don't normally get to go and see, so hopefully you'll join me on my journey as I go to those places, film them and do my photography. I am also into four-wheel driving, camping and touring, and those three genres help me do my photography, because without the four-wheel driving and the camping and touring I don't get to go to a lot of the remote places. So a lot of this, my videos will include a lot of four-wheel driving and camping and touring type stories, and give you a rundown of the history of where I live here in Western Australia. I also plan to do a lot of action photography. That comes in with my four-wheel driving. Often I'll go out do my four-wheel driving trips with my mates and my four-wheel drive club, and I'll do a lot of I'm going to do a lot of film photography with them and make videos on our trips. So a lot of my videos will just be predominantly four-wheel driving photography, but at the same time I'll do all my other stuff as landscapes and all that. So I hope you enjoy my content and the style of photography that I do. As I'm new to this channel, I'm going to make a few mistakes. I'm going to learn a few things along the way. This is my first official video, so it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit disjointed, I guess. Unfortunately, I didn't do a lot of B-roll from this morning because when I got here to my location, it was very dark and I was unsure of the capabilities of my Canon M50 to do the video. I have already recorded my video for this morning. I came here to Point Peron, which is at Rockingham in Western Australia, to photograph Mushroom Rock as the sun rose in the eastern sky to light up the western skies and give Mushroom Rock the beautiful pinks and purples in the background. So once I finish the introduction, we'll jump to the video from this morning. And as I said, I didn't do a lot of B-roll, but I hope you enjoy that, the content that I have done this morning and the images that I have taken. Now, as with everything on YouTube, please, if you like my channel, subscribe to it. If you think I did a good job, give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for notifications of next time that I put a video up. I'll try and do these as regularly as I can, but unfortunately life gets in the way a little bit. I've also been made unemployed recently, so money's a little bit tight, so I won't be doing as many long journeys as I want, but we'll see how we go. I do intend though to get out into the wheat belt regions and the other regions of Western Australia and photograph a lot of the beautiful landscapes and the rocks and all that out there. And I also make my way up and down the coast doing the seascapes and all the other photography. So please join me with my journey and I hope you enjoy it. If you got any comments about how I can improve or whether I did any good or anything, please leave them below. If you want to bag me out, yeah, you can do that too, but I'll just ignore it. So please join me with my journey and thank you for coming along. Well, good morning. Welcome to my channel. This is Point Peron. I'm shooting here at Mushroom Rock. As I said in my introduction, I do all sorts of photography. This morning I wanted to catch the sunrise at Mushroom Rock. However, I wanted to do it a little bit different. I wanted to get the rock with the rising pinks and blues behind it as the sun rises in the east. We get those pinks and blues coming up in the east. I set my camera up. I've got the Canon 6D with the 24 to 105mm lens, and I'm about ready to take my first shot. I've already done one test shot and it looked okay. The sun is now rising and the colours are starting to come up in the eastern sky, so hopefully they'll still come up soon. I also have the remnants of a full moon, and that's helped lighting up the rock now. So I'll do some tests and take a couple of shots and we'll see how we go. Okay, I've got it set at bulb. I've gone for F10 to give it a longer exposure. I want to flatten the movement of the water right out and to make the light from the moon and all that light up Mushroom Rock a lot better. I'm going to do a test exposure at 1 minute 30 seconds and see how that turns out. Okay, it's 30 seconds. This has been recorded on a Canon M50. I've bought a little light for the top of it, the Ulanzi one, which helps in these low light conditions, and it seems to be working quite well, so I'm quite happy with that purchase. Okay, that's coming up to 70 seconds. 72. Okay, alright, so a minute 30 is just too long. It was too overexposed, so I'll go for a minute. So I'll try my second one. This one's going to be for a minute. The sky over in the east is quite nice. The colours are starting to come out. So hopefully the same will happen over this side. I haven't got any filters on at the moment, but I will put one graduated one on very shortly. I've just changed over to manual mode. I'm going down to 30 seconds to see how that goes. Okay, F10 looks alright. Yeah, F10 at 10 seconds looks alright. I'm putting a graduated on. This looks like a 0.6 soft grad. The sky's starting to come in a bit. So I want to darken everything down a little bit. And we'll try, the histogram's looking quite good. Okay, put the graduated on and it's now at 15 seconds. Yeah, that looks alright. I'm just going to make some adjustments to my composition now. I predominantly want to get as much of the sky in this composition, so reduce some of that water in the foreground. Zoom in, test the focus. Okay, I'll do another shot. Yeah, that looks alright. So what I've got to do now is I'm just going to wait for the colours to come into the sky. Once they start coming in, I'll take some more shots, so I'll talk to you then. Thanks. Alright, while I'm waiting for the colours to start coming in the sky, so I'll keep looking over to the west. So please excuse me for doing that. Point Peron's located in Rockingham, which is about 35 kilometres south of the city of Perth in Western Australia. It's a big nature area, some wonderful walk paths around it and some absolutely wonderful coastal scenery around this area. One of the more striking features here is Mushroom Rock, but we also have some more rocks over the other side to the southern side of us. And then you've got beautiful rock formations at John Point, which is just to the north of us looking up towards Garden Island. What I'll do today is I'll take some images here and I'll move around a bit further to the north there, and I'll do some images from the northern side, see how they go. I was down here the other day at about 7 AM and I just did some long exposures with my 10 stopper and they turned out all right. Now that the sun's starting to come up, there's a bit more colour coming in, so I'll take another shot and we'll see how we go. My settings at this point in time are F10, and I'm down to a 4-second exposure. It looks all right. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to drop in a neutral density filter, probably a 2-stop, and we'll see how we go with that. All right, I've now put a 2-stop neutral density filter on, and I have a 2-stop graduated neutral density. And I'm out to now a 6-second exposure, so we'll see how that goes. Some of the colour from the pinks and that is just starting to come into the sky at the moment. So hopefully we start to capture them very shortly. I'm going to adjust my composition a bit more just to get a bit more sky in. Okay, now the pinks are starting to just come into the southwest side, sorry. Crossing the fingers that they come through. Just make a slight adjustment. Now really I'm just going to take a series of photos as the light's slightly changing. I'll adjust my exposure as I go. I'm really trying to capture those pinks and the purples that'll come in once that sun starts rising up. Just starting to capture them now into the top end of the sky. Hopefully they'll come down a bit further. Okay, I've adjusted my exposure composition even more slightly. It's starting to pick the pinks up quite well. Yeah, the colour's just starting to come into the sky, so it's starting to look really good. I'm just hoping the colour comes down a little bit more onto the horizon and I really get some of those pinks and that into the image. I'll be adjusting my composition as I go quite regularly. Basically I want to try and make the rock the main inspiration for the image, but I want as much as the pinks and the purples and the blues in the sky, and they're just starting to come out now. The camera is a lot more sensitive to what it can see, more than the human eye, and the pink colours are starting to come out. Yes, it's starting to look good. I'm adjusting my composition ever so slightly as I go too. As I said, I want to really make mushroom rock stand out, but with the colours. So I'm zooming in and out a bit as the colours in the sky adjust up and down. As I said, I'm just going to be now taking a series of photos as that colour keeps moving down. The camera, as I said, is a lot more sensitive than the human eye, and you can really start to pick up the pinks in the image before the human eye is actually seeing it. The clouds to the south are absolutely stunning, and they'll start getting a bit more better as the sun starts to rise. Still continuing. I've just taken a series of photos, as I said. The colour changes so quickly. The moon is still up. Unfortunately, it's a bit too high to get into the frame, even if I was to put it in a portrait mode. So I'll have to plan a day to come down when I know the moon's going to be setting behind the rock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick pano. So I've just done a quick 3-image pano. I'll stitch that together in Lightroom when I get back. I'm also trying to match it with the waves in the background to get them as they're crashing, because there's a reef system here and Mushroom Rock is right on the edge of the reef, and the waves crash up onto the reef and around Mushroom Rock, and the white foam makes a good white line through the image. It's quite interesting. The colour now in the sky is coming right down and simply looking spectacular. Okay, I think I'll finish that with this location. We'll move to the next one and see how we go there. Okay, we've changed location slightly. I'm shooting more to the south-west. The colour's fast going, but I'm going to get a few shots from here. We'll see how we go. Still looks pretty good in the back of the screen. I actually might put I was thinking put another stronger ND on it, but I'll check out my image. Might put the 10 stopper in, see how we go with that. Okay, I've put the 10 stopper in. Exposure I've changed to bulb, so I can get a much longer exposure. I'll go for a minute as a test shot and we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully that'll do all right. Otherwise, I'll try something a bit different. Sorry if I keep talking to you with my back to you. I'm new to this and I've just keep forgetting about it ever so slightly. But we'll see how we go. I'm only going to learn and get better. In case you're wondering, the filters I'm using are Zoomy brand. I bought them off eBay. They're reasonably cheap. You can buy a complete set for about $70, which comes with a cheap holder, which does the job. I found that the two darkest filters in the kit gave a horrid coloured cast, but the other filters always seem to do perfect. And I've now got their 10 stopper, which I find absolutely fantastic for the price. I think I only paid about $50 Australian. Okay, that first image was a little bit too dark, so I'm going to go for a minute 30. Still picking up the colours in the sky. Beautiful morning, beautiful morning. This camera seems to be doing wonderful. Well, both cameras actually, but the little M50 seems to be doing okay. One day that rock's going to fall over. It's going to be such a shame. Alright, that's 90 seconds. Still a little dark. We'll go for 2 minutes. So there we go at 2 minutes. Yeah, if you live in Perth or anywhere in West Australia and you haven't been to Rockingham, it's a great place to visit. And Point Peron here offers some absolutely extraordinary land and seascape imagery. Just down from me, from just down here, is a sea arch in the rocks. As I said, John Point's around there to the north, looks across to Garden Island and HMAS Stirling. And there's more rock formations around to the southern side, and up on top of the hill is the old World War II batteries where they had artillery guns placed during World War II. And they make for interesting compositions as well. Okay, coming up just onto a minute. It's 1:10. Sorry, that is 2 minutes. Okay, well, I think that'll be my last image. The colour seems to have gone. Doesn't look too bad actually. All right, I'll put all my images up on the screen as I've taken them so you can see. And we'll see how we go. Thank you very much. So thank you for watching this, my first official episode of my new channel. I hope you enjoy it. As I said, I'll be making more videos, probably at an infrequent basis to start with, but I've got to build up and find locations to go to. As they always say, if you like it, hit that like button, hit the bell button if you want to see notifications when I put up more of these videos. And please, if you like it, subscribe to it and make comments in the comment section, and I'll try and get back to everyone. As I said, this is my first official video. I've probably made a few mistakes. I probably won't look too good, but I can only learn as I go on. So please stick with me and follow my journey as I build up this channel. Thank you very much. Goodbye.